You all thought I was going to rank on some dumb stuff. I'm going to have to stop doing tier list videos, and now I'm going to have to start ranking in order. So let's do, Nickelodeon movies today. They have made pretty much a good list so far. Nickelodeon is a channel, and then they turn into a movie company for some reason, because I thought it would be fun. But now that I watched every single Nickelodeon film, I'm going to have to do this video. Because, why not? Anyways, this is ranking every Nickelodeon movie ever. Enjoy. Money makes me wanna poop. Mommy makes me nanny poop. Wee. I was so depressed. Yeah. This is where I'll begin. Harry the Spy. This movie is weird. Really weird. Not only did this film did not make much money, but also this movie's crazy. This movie's about a spy named Harriet. That's a stupid name. And then they do some dumb spy stuff. And yeah, that's all I know about the movie because I only saw a bit of it and it's so dumb. So I'm gonna have to rate this a 2 out of 10. Yeah. So let's move on from this because it's super crazy. Welcome to McDonald's, but this is not McDonald's. We. Wait a minute. Good Burger? A movie about McDonald's? Even though McDonald's is not in this movie? That is a good plot. Yeah, I know, nobody liked it. And didn't even make it to the box office. But I still think that this Good Burger movie is so good. This movie's about Keenan and Kel working at a burger station. A burger restaurant. Yeah, it's based on Keenan and Kel because of the poster. And if I can't download any movie logo, then I'm just gonna have to stick with the poster from the movie. This movie is pretty good. I'm gonna rate it a 7 out of 10. Maybe because it's a little bit too crazy, but they always say, "Welcome to Good Burger, we, welcome to Good Burger, let's move on." If I do the dishes, then I'm so tired. Yeah. Hope you don't mind, but I have one thing to ask you. I have literally never seen any episode of Rugrats, but the movies that I watched, I do know the movies, but I haven't seen the episodes. But I heard of it. The Rugrats movie. It's about Tommy and Chucky. It's the first time I know about these characters because they're just babies. I don't like movies about babies. But the only movie that I like that is about babies is The Boss Baby. Of course, no one liked it. Anyways, moving on. This movie's not that good of a movie, actually. This movie is interesting to me. The movie is about Rugrats. That's honestly it about the movie because I am never a fan of the Rugrats. So I'm going to have to rate this movie a 5 out of 10 because I am never a fan of the Rugrats movie, so yeah. Snow day, I don't know why. It's snow day, even though there's no snow in Florida. Of course, this movie's called Snow Day, so that's why I'm mentioning Snow Day. Snow Day is a movie about Snow Day. That's honestly it. That's a terrible and stupid and crazy plot. This movie's super weird and dumb and not really my cup of tea. Now I'm gonna have to give Snow Day a 3 out of 10. Maybe because this movie's too childish and too crazy and too snowy. Even though it's not Christmas and we don't get snow in Florida, but we do get snow in Georgia, I guess. Another Rugrats sequel. Why did they make this? Great. Another pointless Rugrats movie. This is worse than the first one. Rugrats in Paris, the movie, is about the Rugrats going to Paris because they want to and they thought it would be fun. Rugrats in Paris is not the best Nickelodeon movie of all time. Maybe the movie's too much for me, and this movie's really cringe. Because I don't even live in Paris, this movie's not even related to Paris anyway, so yeah, I'm out of here. Wait, I forgot to give you the rating. I'm gonna have to rate Rugrats in Paris, the movie, a 4 out of 10. Told you it could be worse than the Rugrats one. I'm out of here. Let's just move on to the next movie, will we? Well, Nickelodeon's got a little more weirder than I thought it would be. They finally made a Jimmy Neutron movie before even the show came out. Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, is about this weird science dude named Jimmy Neutron, and he makes crazy inventions for no reason. And the villain in this movie, who is a green blobby that does nothing but dumb stuff, and he can pop like a bubble, like in the Jimmy Neutron ride at Universal, which got closed and replaced with yellow people, which are called minions. Anyways, moving on about Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. I don't think this movie's bad or anything. It's just that the movie's too much for me. This movie's about science stuff, and like Jimmy Neutron's not really the next Einstein or even Bill Nye. They could make a replacement for Bill Nye called Jimmy Neutron the Science Guy. That would have been cool. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to rate Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius a 6 out of 10. Too much and too cringe, and it's an alright movie. I don't even know why they made this. This movie sucked. Clock Stoppers, a movie about people stopping clocks. That's a terrible movie. This movie's super bad. This movie's about clock stoppers. And yeah, this movie didn't do well on Rotten Tomatoes. And I did a burp for them because that's what they deserve, a burp, because Clock Stoppers is super, super, super crazy. This movie doesn't have much power and not much clocks. Of course, because this movie's called Clock Stoppers, it's mostly like a rip-off to Ghostbusters for some reason. Maybe we'll call it Ghost Stoppers. That's kind of like a assumment. I'm gonna have to rate Clock Stoppers a 2 out of 10 because this movie's super crazy and it's too much for me. Wiener man, wiener man, wiener, wiener, wiener man, wiener man. I have something to ask you. Hey Arnold sucked. Yep, it did. And so does this movie. Because Hey Arnold is about some kid that has a weird and big head. Like, it's just like Ugly Sonic. Like, what? What? Like, Hey Arnold, the movie's super dumb and super weird. And yes, and this movie's supposed to be like a ripoff to Recess, School's Out. And Recess Take It to the Next Grade, which is my favorite film in the Recess saga. And yes, I am not excited to watch this when it first came out on home video. Actually on Blu-ray, because this movie's super dumb. So I'm going to have to rate Hey Arnold the movie 1 out of 10. Yeah. But it's still not going on the bottom of the list, unfortunately. But there is one movie that's going on the bottom of the list. We're about to find out. I saw the range down in Africa. Wow, Thornberry's movie. Well, would you look at that? They made a movie based on a series that I didn't even care about. That's why I have Africa music at the beginning of this. Anyways, moving on about this movie. This movie, The Wild Thornberrys, is not the best Nickelodeon show of all time. I only saw the first season, and I did saw half of the film, and I gotta say, it's super weird. I know, I'm saying weird for a bunch of Nickelodeon movies for at the time of this video. But it was so weird. This movie is not the greatest of all time. Because, you know, The Wild Thornberrys is not the best in recent years. And now it's time to move on to, I forgot the rating. I'm going to have to rate this a 6 out of 10. Yeah, it's alright movie, so yeah. Also, now it's time to move on to, oh god, another Rugrats movie! Rugrats Go Wild freaking sucks. Actually, I'm kidding. Rugrats Go Wild is actually my favorite Rugrats film in the series. Only that. Rugrats Go Wild is about the Rugrats going to the African side so they can have a crossover with the Wild Thornberrys. Like last time we mentioned the Wild Thornberrys movie, now we have a crossover with the Wild Thornberrys featuring the weirdest time. Yeah, they finally did it. Nickelodeon, this is all your fault. And the movie came out and no one watched it. Of course, Rotten Tomatoes. And do you know what's even worse about the only good thing about this movie is the plot and yeah, that's all. That's it. I'm going to have to rate Rugrats and Go Wild a 7 out of 10. That's even better. And its humor is just right. And I know lots of you hate this because crossovers are not really a thing for you. But I still think this is a good movie. Moving on. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie freaking rules. This has to be the best Nickelodeon movie of all time. And the best thing about Nickelodeon. And it's the longest running Nickelodeon show in general. This is actually my favorite Nickelodeon film. It's about SpongeBob and Patrick going on an adventure to find King Neptune's crown. Lost crown. And then they end up going to some other places like the Goopy Goober. And it's the best part of the movie. The best part of the movie is when SpongeBob and Patrick keep screaming waiter and keep getting the same banana sunrise sundae thing. And they can't stop it. And then SpongeBob and Patrick end up getting drunk and then they find the crown and then the end. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. I'm going to have to rate the SpongeBob SquarePants movie a 10 out of 10. Yes, this is going number 1 on the list. Yeah, highly recommended. This movie, a series of unfortunate events, is so good. Of course, this movie's so good. This movie is about some... I don't know, because it's been a while since I last saw this movie. It's about some series of unfortunate events. And it's probably a remake of the older one. I believe. It depends on my life. But I think a series of unfortunate events is a great movie. I'm going to have to rate this a 9 out of 10. This is going number 3 on the list because, I don't know, because why not? So let's just stay away from a series of unfortunate events for right now so we can move on to the next film and could be good or not. It depends! Mad Hot Ballroom. A puppy love film? Wow, they made a love film! Mad Hot Ballroom is a pretty bad movie. I'm no joking. This movie's so pee-pee. Why would they make this movie? This movie is about some weirdo that has a Mad Hot Ballroom. This movie sucks. 2 out of 10. This movie's super crazy. I'm gonna have to skip this one because Bad Hot Ballroom is super crazy. And love films is not. Yours, mine's, and ours. 3 words in one film. It's kind of similar to Cheaper by the Dozen, where there's so much kids and the mommy won't stop getting pregnant for no reason. Kind of like Cheaper by the Dozen. And this movie, yep, Rotten Tomatoes thinks it sucks, and for me, not really. This movie's good, actually. This movie is about 3 words in one movie. A big family is what we need. And this is the first time I ever seen the Columbia logo before a Nickelodeon movie because Columbia hasn't because not all movies are from Columbia. You know, Columbia can be poor. Maybe because of the North Koreans because of the movie The Interview. Yes. This is the first Nickelodeon movie to be distributed by Columbia Pictures, I believe. And this movie turned out to be pretty well. I'm going to turn this an 8 out of 10. Yeah. Highly recommended. Let's move on to the next one. Nacho Libre. Starring Jack Black playing the guy in his underpants. Yeah, this movie's about underpants and wrestling. Yes, yep. Nacho Libre is such a weird film. The movie is about some wrestler with his underpants and with a superhero trying to look like Captain Underpants for some reason. And then they do dumb wrestling stuff, and that's all I'll see about the film. Why would Nickelodeon make such movies with... Why did Nickelodeon hire Jack Black to play some naked guy? Even though he's not naked. He has underpants? Why would they make this? Yes, this movie turns out to be good. But I'm going to have to rate this a 5 out of 10. It's super undies. Like the big undies. Ugh. Let's move on to something good, shall we? Oh God, there's animals in this movie. Moo! Moo! Barnyard is absolutely crazy and great. This movie is about some weird party animals that do crazy stuff like this. The pig is funny and the best character. At the end of the day, Barnyard is pretty crazy, so I'm gonna have to rate this a 9 out of 10. Yeah, this movie's so good. It's so funny. Highly recommended. Let's move on, okay? Because, why not? Minding my own business. I'm gonna do the dishes. I don't even know. Charlotte's Web. A remake to a movie that I didn't even care about. I love it. Just kidding. I didn't love it. I liked it. Charlotte's Web is about this weird pig dude that looks like Babe from Babe and Pig in the City. And Pig in the City's the best one. Charlotte's Web is not the greatest Nickelodeon movie of all time. And one time, this user, that I forgot his name, he made the Angry Birds plus Charlotte's Web crossover. And it's with this movie that is with this movie that I'm talking about. But he got terminated, which is sad. Anyways, moving on from Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web is something. 4 out of 10. Pretty something. Yeah, really something. The Spiderwick Chronicles. It is so bad because I know I'm not really a fan of live action Nickelodeon films, but this one has to be the worst one. I'm kidding. The worst one has to go to... Spoiler alert. Okay. The worst one has to go to The Last Airbender. Fine, you did it. So, anyways, moving on. The Spiderweb Chronicles is about these weird Spiderweb Chronicles that I don't even care about. That's honestly it, because this movie doesn't even have that much love and attention. So let's just move on from this one because I didn't even care too much about the Spiderweb Chronicles. Let's move on from this wee. Now this movie, it just confused me. This movie is about Snogs and Anguses. That's honestly it about the movie because I never seen it. This movie's so dumb. How is this movie didn't even exist anyway? This movie's so gaga. Like, why did it exist anyway in the first place? Yeah, I'm not kidding, but this movie's so Angus Fonging and Snogging or whatever the heck. It's so bad. Like, how many times why would they make this? It's so horny. But anyways, I'm gonna have to rate this a 1 out of 10. Yeah, a 1. Yeah. Really? A movie about dogs going to a hotel that is based on the boring book? Hotel for dogs? Hotel for dogs? Wah? Hotel for dogs sucked. I'm gonna have to rate it a 4 out of 10 because Hotel for Dogs is lazy. God damn, at least Eddie Murphy's in this. I did not know what to think about Imagine That. I thought for sure it sounds like a baby movie about some Eddie Murphy dude that plays the donkey from Shrek trying to do some pee-pee stuff to imagine anything. You can imagine this and then imagine that. That's the title of the movie. Imagine this and then that and then this and then that and then this and then that. It's this and then that. Super crazy. And pee-pee. 5 out of 10. Cash show. Hundo. I don't know. Let's move on from this, okay? That's right, folks. The Last Airbender was the lowest grossing Nickelodeon film of all time. Everybody hated it. Negative reviews were posted online, and even Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 5% because they thought it would be so lazy. That's right, folks. I'm talking about this piece of garbage right there. The Last Airbender is the worst Nickelodeon movie ever. Of course it is. I'm going to have to rate it a 0.0 out of 10. This movie is super bad. Yeah, it's double the 0 out of 10. Super extremely bad movie. Do not watch it. And I am on everybody's side on this film. This is so much worse than Video Branquetto. Actually, Video Branquetto is worse than The Last Airbender, but it doesn't count. This movie's so gaga. Let's move on from something good. Okay. Now it's time to move on to some Western yeehaw thing now. Great. Now this movie is so much better than The Last Airbender. Rango. This movie is about some chameleon named Rango that ends up into some yeehaw place called the wow, what the heck, yeehaw, whatever, West thing. And has a girlfriend that is related to Black Beans called Beans. Agent falls down the stairs. This chameleon is pretty common. And it's kind of like half devastating, half exciting. This has to go to number 2. Actually, it's gonna get a little more higher on top of the list. This film's so great. I'm gonna have to rate it an 8 out of 10. Maybe because The Last Airbender didn't do too well, But also Rotten Tomatoes gave it call it even better. But at the end of the day, Rango's always gonna be good. So yep. Let's move on to the next era, shall we? The Adventures of Titan. Yeah, this movie's pretty good. The Adventures of Titan. It's actually a pretty interesting movie. I'm gonna have to rate it a 7 out of 10. The Adventures of Titan is about some Titan. Adventures of Titan. And then they do some dumb stuff, and then that's in the end. And that's it. That's all I know about the movie. Let's just move away from it, shall we? Do you know what's fun about the size? Font size confused me. Fun size is about fun sizes. That's honestly it. I really wanted to like this movie so bad, but I think this movie is pretty dumb. 3 out of 10. Just Ninja Turtles, they're so weird, and even this movie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Worst movie? No. Third worst movie ever. Yes, it's actually a remake to the Ninja Turtles. Why would they make another Ninja Turtles movie? First Ninja Turtles 1, First Ninja Turtles The Secret of Ooze. Then the Turtles are back in time. Then the terrible or not so great TMNT. And now we get this boring PP. Oh, and there's another Ninja Turtles movie on Netflix. But this movie is not featured in this video because I don't want to add it, because why not? Anyways, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sucked. The sequel sucks too, but we're gonna have to mention that after SpongeBob 2, which is also spoiler alert. So let's just move on from this. A 2 out of 10. Not too great. Not too childish. Actually, not too great. Too childish and too pee-pee caca. And this is a PG-13 movie, so why would you do that, Nickelodeon? Why? Hey. SpongeBob 2. Why would they make this? No! The SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, sucks. Not really. This movie ruined everything from the first. The first is better. It's about like SpongeBob being like some yeehaw whatever Marvel Studios rip off like Plankton, like it's Hulk and goes wee Aiden goes ka. Yes, the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, is definitely a pretty bad movie. Not as great. It's definitely not as bad as SpongeBob movie 1, but it's still so stupid. We're gonna have to rate this a 4 out of 10. Needs to have more 2D SpongeBob, because 2D is better than 3D. Oh god, and it's a sequel to the dumbest movie of the year. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Definitely worse than Ninja 1. This movie is definitely not as bad as, the original. Because this movie has more randomness and more turtles that go ga pee pee wee. This movie's a lot more pee than the previous one. So we're gonna have to rate this a 1 out of 10. 1.8 out of 10. This movie's super crazy. And this movie's about the only good thing about Ninja Turtles 2 is the trailer. It's the stone is tricky, because they have that song. Anyways, let's just move on from this movie because I can't take it for ninja stuff. Because this was the only film. And good thing Ninja Turtles didn't return. Oh god, they're making a third one. But in a twist.
Poopy is the best, hey, Poopy is the best, hey, Poopy, Poopy, Poopy.
I could see the light of day with power that unites from Monster Trucks. A Monster Trucks movie that is just called Monster Trucks. Yeah, I didn't like Monster Trucks. It's a mad film. Because it's just called Monster Trucks, and it's mostly like a ripoff to Blaze and the Monster Machines. That Nick Jr. show about some dumb red monster truck that does pee-pee stuff. We're gonna have to rate it a 3 out of 10. Super crazy and stupid. I'm leaving. Let's move on to something good. Or not. It depends on how good this movie will be. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. Wait a second, juice. Wonder Park? More like Rotten Park. Because Rotten Tomatoes. And yay! Wonder Park is about this girl that goes into some park and they have like roller coasters. This is proof for a roller coaster. And the film was so good. The film's pretty interesting. Nobody liked it, but I do. I'm gonna have to rate it a 9 out of 10. It's pretty interestingly good, actually. And they haven't made a film in a year, so good comeback, but bad comeback for lots of people. Moving on. Dora. She's got a movie. Huh? I'm in the dark. Oh, what was that? Where's the light switch? Aha. Dora has got a movie. Dora and the Lost City of Gold is a good movie. Do you want to know why this movie is so good? It's because it's based on one of my favorite Nick Jr. shows of all time. Dora, Dora the Explorer. You know, the swiper, no swiping. We did it, Lebecitos. Yeah, that movie. And I'm glad that Dora's got a movie. So this is going on also on the top of the list, very high on the list, because this movie is so good. It's so damn good. I'm going to have to rate it an 8 out of 10. Highly recommended. Now let's move on to fire. Ah! Playing with fire is so good. It's about fire. Playing with it. Hot toy. Yeah. Don't play at fire at home, kids. Playing with fire is about these weird fire dudes, and they have children, and they won't stop messing up the fire station for no stupid reason. And this movie's so crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rate this as 7 out of 10. It's a pretty interesting and good movie, in my opinion. It's so crazy. Yeah, and now let's move on to another SpongeBob movie. Hooray. Wow, would you look at that? Nickelodeon made another SpongeBob movie, and it's a lot better than Sponge on Out of Water. Yeah. The SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run, is about SpongeBob's pet snail, Gary, getting kidnapped by some weirdo that comes all the way from the lost city of Atlantic City. That's what I know about the movie. Genius! The next Einstein! I am the next Einstein! Yeah. Sure isn't a good movie on Rotten Tomatoes, bro. But for me, it is a good movie. The movie is so damn good. Like, there no more SpongeBob as a superhero. No more, like, weird stuff. No more live action people. Actually, yes. Yep, they did this. But this movie's still good. And this is the first Nickelodeon movie to be released
On Netflix.
Only in other countries, except for Canada and the US. Yeah, COVID's an evil. COVID's a devil, right? And then the film came out on March 4, 2021 in the United States, and I gotta say, great comeback for the SpongeBob saga. This is actually way better than the SpongeBob movie 1. I'm just kidding. The only problem I have with this movie is just that SpongeBob's cringier than he was last time. I'm gonna have to rate this a 9 out of 10. Lots of you hate this movie, but I don't. Now it's time to move on to some other ones. Yay!
Why would they make this?
Crap. Really? Was the TV show not enough for you? I was not happy when I first heard that there's going to be a Paw Patrol movie because I am never a fan of the pointless Nick Jr. show, Paw Patrol. But that show is such a hit that they turned it into a movie, and after I went to see it in theaters, I was so absolutely disgusted. That was the only movie that I saw at the movie theater that I hated. My brother is a fan of Paw Patrol, so he was excited to see this movie. For me, it's a crap movie. This is going to number 35 on the list, right next to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 and The Last Airbender. Crap movie. Let's just move on from this garbage, will ya? Really? Was Paw Patrol the movie not enough for you? I have a big fun fact about the Loud House movie. Paw Patrol the movie and the Loud House both come out on the very same day. One that is about some dumb pups from a terrible TV show, and the other is about some king village on Netflix. I have literally never seen any episode of the Loud House, so this was my first experience. I didn't like it much. It's okay, but the only problem I have with this movie is that it's super cringe, and the Loud House theme song is so annoying. So I'm going to have to rate this a 5 out of 10. It needs to be less cringier than the TV show, okay? Jojo Siwa, what the heck, crap. Really? A Jojo Siwa movie? A movie about some pop star that was really super popular at the time that they decided to turn it into some theatrical movie on Paramount Plus? It was... let's see. The film's good, except that it's cringe. It's going to number 15. It's going to go right next to Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius and the Loud House movie. It's just too much for me, okay? Just too much for me. And now, last but not least, we have...
Hey, go, hey, go, hey, go.
At the time of this video on production, I wasn't really that excited to talk about Paws and Fury the Legend of Hank. But the movie came out about a week ago at the time of this video, so why not add the movie? Just unlike the J-Team, this movie is mostly like a ripoff to Kung Fu Panda, except that it's with dogs. It's some dog that wants to learn like sword fighting and stuff. And they battle this big, fat, chubby, butt-faced cat that is so fat and orange and looks like talking ginger when he's fluffy. Yeah, this movie's pretty weird. It's going to number 17. It's going to go right next to the Loud House movie and the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. It's just that the movie's super crazily good, actually. So, yeah. Yeah, that's it on Paws of Fury. Great. We did it. I'm finally done. I'm freaking done. I'm glad that we did it. We ranked all 36 Nickelodeon films. And in order way to celebrate, we have to do one more thing. Ooh, good. All you have to do is to rank every one of them from worst to best. So, let's begin this abomination, shall we? So, from the very bottom of the list, we have The Last Airbender, Paw Patrol the Movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Monster Trucks, Angus Fong's Shouting, or Snogging, or whatever the heck, Red Hot Ballroom, Fun Size, Rugrats in Paris, Playing with Fire, Yours, Mine's, and Ours, Charlotte's Web, The Spiderwick Chronicles, The Rugrats Movie, Snow Day, Harriet the Spy, Clock Stoppers, Stoopers, Hey Arnold the Movie, The SpongeBob Movie, Sponge Out of Water, Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank, The Loud House Movie, The J-Team, Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, The Adventures of Titan, The Wild Thornberrys Movie, Rugrats Go Wild, Hotel for Dogs, Imagine That, Nacho Libre, Wonder Park, Good Burger, Dora and the Lost City of Gold, Barnyard, Rango, The SpongeBob Movie, Sponge on the Run, and number 1, The SpongeBob SquarePants Movie. We did it. We officially did it. I'm officially about to upload this video and set it as premiere. This video took too long to make, but I'm finally done ranking every Nickelodeon feature film from 1997 to 2022. And P.S. The Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that's on Netflix, that's coming to Netflix in August, is not included in this video because it's not out yet at the time of this video. Anyways, subscribe to my channel and peace. I bet this video is gonna get 1,000 views. Later.